Well, the time has just came. So as you guys can see from this title, we are gonna get this thing from Android 4.4.4 to Android 5. This is a Samsung Galaxy J1, by the way. This thing was released back in 2015, and who the f gives a shit about this thing? Let's just custom this thing. First things first, we need a computer, so let's just ditch all of this and perhaps get my trusty laptop, I guess. Here is my salvaged laptop. Alright, let's just turn it on and find a custom for this piece of shit. Alright, now let's just go on Google and perhaps we are just gonna search Samsung Galaxy J1 custom ROM XDA. And by the way guys, my model is a J100H, so we need a custom ROM for that specifically. And of course this thing just takes a million years to search. Alright, now let's just go on to here. And I guess we're gonna have to search for J100H. Alright, so the first thing that we see here is CWRP, which by the way we are gonna actually need this thing later. And then the next one seems to be CyanogenMod 12, which is basically Android 5, MROM, which is also Android 5, and lineageos 14, which I'm assuming this is, oh, it's actually Android 7. Okay, do we have anything newer than that though? Download this image as well. Alright, so the first thing that we do need though is CWRP, so perhaps I'm just gonna download this thing now. We are gonna go to, oh yeah, there we have it. Alright, we're just gonna save it on desktop, why not? Alright, now we are gonna go to the ROM itself and we are obviously gonna download this one as well. Perhaps I think we are gonna go with Android file host. That's if the website even works. Okay, it seems like it actually loaded up, so we're just gonna consent, just like I do with everything in my life. And now we are gonna have to wait for a download thing, and thankfully we found one in Virginia, USA. Alright, I guess we're just gonna go with it. Alright, so as you guys can see, we got both the WRP and also the ROM downloaded, so perhaps I'm just gonna leave this window. Now everything we need now is perhaps Odin, because I forgot to get Odin on this machine. So yeah, well, I guess we're just gonna go back on Google Chrome. We're gonna search for Odin download. Alright, we're probably gonna go with the latest one, which is this one. We're gonna have to wait for this window to appear. There we go. And basically what we have to do now is plug this thing into the laptop and perhaps do the Odin flashing thing with TWRP. Hopefully everything's gonna go with success, I guess. Oh, and of course we do need the USB cable as well. Alright, so now what we have to do basically is to turn off the phone, because we do have to get this thing in download mode, as you guys usually know with these Samsung devices and stuff. And now what I'm gonna do is basically do this combination of buttons to basically get in download mode. Hopefully that's gonna work for sure. There we go, mate. Okay, before we do press volume up, I do need to plug this thing into my computer, so perhaps let's do that first. Alright, I'm also gonna plug it into here. Hopefully my laptop will be able to detect the phone. Now we're just gonna do volume up, as you guys usually know, and it should be detected here. Perhaps if not, I might need some drivers, and I think I might need some drivers, but I'm not quite sure. And as you guys might have guessed, we are currently installing the Samsung USB drivers, because apparently we do need this thing as well. And that seems to be it, and apparently I also heard the connecting sound on my laptop, so that's a great sign. And there we go, mate. It's finally getting detected up there. Let's freaking go. Alright, so with that, I guess it's finally time to flash TWRP on this thing. So what we are gonna have to do is obviously go to AP right here. We are gonna go perhaps to desktop, and what I have to do unfortunately is go to users, desktop, and that's basically how I can reach this thing. Alright, let's just do enter, and before we do anything, I'm gonna have to deactivate auto reboot, and that should be pretty much it, I reckon. Hopefully everything will go with success. And there we go, mate, we got a pass. Let's freaking go. And also on my phone it seems like the whole loading bar has loaded, so perhaps what's left to do now is get this thing into TWRP. Hopefully first try. Well, the first thing that we have to do is obviously take the battery off, because you know we have to get this thing shut it down somehow, and afterwards we can just plug the battery back in, the back cover as well. And yeah, now let's just see if we can get this thing to TWRP custom recovery. Come on. Oh, there we go, mate. We see the exclamation mark. That's a very good sign. It means that we are most likely gonna get into TWRP, which is really good to be honest, because that's what I'm waiting for. Okay, mate, so I think I actually found the culprit. Apparently we actually need another version of TWRP, because apparently I wasn't the only one with that issue. There was also multiple people. Basically they tried that version of TWRP I tried now and it didn't work, so I just got a newer one right there, as you guys can see, which was actually tested and it did seem to work. So what I'm gonna do now is obviously plug the phone back in the computer. We are then gonna basically do a reset right here, and we're just gonna have to put this one instead of TWRP, because this one is apparently the updated version. version of this thing which actually works. We are gonna open that once again, we are gonna basically untick auto reboot once again, we are gonna do another start once again, and I do hope that this time everything will go fine. And we got another pass once again. Okay, so now that we are over with that, as you guys know, once again we are gonna have to remove the back cover, the battery again, which by the way guys, the battery it's quite like the Note 7 one. I mean, it's just a bit inflated, but I think we should be good to go, I reckon. Alright, let's just try to get back into the custom recovery once again, hopefully this time with success. Ah, shit. Alright, let's calm down. I do hope that this time it will work though. Alright, we are finally getting there, hopefully. Oh, let's go, mate. We finally got to the double peak. God freaking damn, that took so much time because the first version didn't really work and this one seems to work. Oh my god, I'm just happy we finally did it. Holy shit. Alright, now one more thing that there is left to do is perhaps get the zip file with the custom ROM on this micro SD card. So I guess I'm just gonna see you guys after I'm done with that, because you guys already know the process, so what's the point in showing you guys that? Am I right? And now what we have to do is, for the last time, hopefully remove the back cover once again of this phone and perhaps just insert the micro SD card into the phone slot. I'm basically gonna have to go to wipe. I'm gonna go advanced wipe. I'm just gonna wipe these things that I know I'm supposed to wipe. I think I even have to wipe the cache, and I reckon that should be it, hopefully. Alright, I'm really hoping that I'm not wiping the wrong stuff. Well, I checked the guide and that seems to be it. So right now what's left to do, it's basically to go to install. Perhaps I'm gonna have to select my micro SD card, which apparently it's for some reason not getting detected. Okay, maybe it's just not plugged in properly. Oh, now it's plugged in. God freaking damn. Alright, we are gonna put the back cover back on once again. God damn, this phone just sucks sometimes. Alright, we are gonna go to download, we are gonna go to the micro SD card. This time it's detected, and now we're just gonna have to install Android 14, which is basically Android 7, and hopefully that's gonna install with success. And yeah, as you guys can see, this thing is actually for the JRH version, so yeah, hopefully we are actually good to go. Alright, I think that thing should hopefully install with success. So as you guys can see right here, it does say that it actually installed with success. However, is that true or not? So far from what I can tell from here, there is no error and stuff, so hopefully we are actually good to go. Perhaps I'm just gonna reboot the system and I'm actually gonna let this thing boot up, hopefully to lineageos 14. I really hope it's actually gonna boot up to that, because this thing took quite some time to install. I mean, like, getting to the WP and all of that was a bit of a pain in the ass. And there we go, mate. There we freaking go. lineageos. Let's freaking go, mate. I'm just gonna let this phone to boot up because it's probably gonna take some time, considering we have Android 7 and this thing was like, what, on Android 4.4.4? Quite an upgrade, am I right? Or perhaps maybe it's actually gonna be a downgrade considering this phone's performance and stuff. Regardless, that's gonna have to be seen. I'm just gonna see you guys after we're actually gonna be inside the system.
67 hours later.
Alright, so after like 67 minutes, okay, just kidding, it was like 6.7 minutes. Regardless, after some time we finally got here, mate. So this is the lineageos setup screen. As you guys can see, we are just gonna go on next, obviously. We are gonna go with English United States, even though I live in Romania. And now at the time, I guess I'm gonna have to go with mine, which is, by the way, here, Athens, Istanbul. Well, I don't really live in those cities, but it's close to mine. Alright, so yeah, right now it's 12:32 PM. It's also 31st of July when I'm recording this, so yeah, we're gonna go with that, I guess. And it seems like I'm also gonna have to connect this thing to Wi-Fi too, so I'm just gonna see you guys in a bit, hopefully. Alright, I got this thing connected to Wi-Fi. Now we're just gonna move on, and apparently setup wizard has stopped. Oh boy, I really wasn't expecting that to happen, but okay. I just hope it won't crash now. Oh no, we are just stuck here, huh? You know what? I think there might be a fix for this. Okay, what we have to do, I think, is I actually have to forget the network, and maybe this thing won't crash. Okay, thank God that was the whole thing. Okay, so apparently I just had to disconnect the thing from Wi-Fi. Okay, that was quite interesting, not gonna lie. Like, this thing just kept crashing because it was connected to Wi-Fi. Quite interesting, to be fair. Alright, now let's say this thing will be very laggy when you are gonna get to the home screen or if it's gonna work fine. Okay, that animation was a bit crunchy. Yeah, so as you guys can see, the phone is not too laggy, it's actually running okay. I would say it's running fine. Obviously the phone is pretty much very debloated because yeah, we barely have things on it, and obviously the back button and this button don't really work, but I mean we do have the home button functionality at least, and we can obviously do this command and stuff if we do have any apps open. But regardless, now it's actually time to see if this thing can actually run some apps and games. So perhaps you guys know the drill. I'm just gonna search for some Android 7 APKs and I'm just gonna be back after I'm gonna find some interesting ones. So I'll see you guys very soon, hopefully. Okay, so perhaps now it's finally time to test the apps since we got all of them, including a browser as well. So funny thing, when I got lineageos on this thing, it came with no browser, so I just had to get Google Chrome. Regardless, without any further wrapping, let's just see if this one can still run modern social media apps in 2026. So the first one I wanna try is obviously Facebook. I do wanna see if I can still sign in and stuff, and perhaps let's see if we can actually still do that. I'm gonna try to sign in and I'm gonna see you guys after I'm gonna be signed in. Never mind, I just realized I don't really have a Facebook account that I could really use, so perhaps I guess it's just time to, you know, do a Facebook account ourselves. So I'm just gonna name myself whatever because I don't really care. I'm gonna sign with an email address and I'm gonna do this very nice email address, but regardless that's gonna be our email address. I was born in whatever, I'm a male. Password, I have no idea, just let me sign up. Alright, let's see if we can actually make an account, and if we can't really make an account then it means we just can't really use this thing. And as you guys can see, we got the something went wrong error, so yeah, I guess we can't really use Facebook. Let's just move on. Alright, Facebook doesn't work. Let's see if Instagram does work. This is a slightly newer version, it's the 2024 version for Android 7, so perhaps maybe Instagram will work, I have no idea, but maybe it will work though. Alright, it's loading up apparently, and let's see if we can actually sign in. Okay, we currently have a white screen, and there we go mate, we are finally to the login screen. Alright, I'm just gonna try to sign in and I'm gonna see you guys if I'm gonna succeed or not. I think, there we go mate. Oh my god, we are actually accessing Instagram on the Samsung Galaxy J1. That's pretty wild, I really wasn't expecting this app to work, but there we go mate, we are actually inside and logged in as well. To use location services, yeah, I don't care bro, I don't care, yeah. I'm gonna cancel that because I don't okay, yeah, this thing is very laggy. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are actually on Instagram. One thing I can say about this app is that it's very laggy. I mean, you guys can pretty much see the lagginess. It's quite a delay when I'm scrolling down and stuff. The app is definitely not smooth. Perhaps I do wonder how the reels actually work on this thing. Yeah, so it does take some time to load the reels, which is not surprising. Okay, I really wanna skip that video. Oh my god. Dude, what's wrong with my feed, mate? What's wrong with my feed page? That's so weird. Oh, and now it's stuck here. Well, that's really great. Okay, it's once again loading. So yeah, the Instagram Reels experience, as you guys can see, it's quite the app really. Okay, yeah, we are just gonna move on. This app is very weird. Okay, Instagram does work, although it's barely working, and to be honest, you can just scroll a bit on the main page, but if you go to the Reels and stuff, it's really unbearable. Regardless, now the next app that we have, and hopefully YouTube won't ban my channel for this, is this app which I'm not gonna pronounce its name because who knows what's gonna happen. So regardless, I'm just gonna try it out and we are gonna see if we can actually watch YouTube videos on this thing. Alright, now I'm just gonna try to search for my channel. Hopefully that's actually gonna work. And there we go mate, that's my YouTube channel and everything seems to be right. Perhaps I'm just gonna try to watch my failed video with the Toyota Aygo, aka my new car, which I really love to be honest. Except that it had some brake issues. Regardless, let's see if we can actually watch YouTube. Alright. Oh damn, the volume is quite high.
What's up guys, TSMTSF here and this is my car.
Okay, the phone is quite laggy. Okay, so as you guys can see, YouTube does work. Although, Although one thing I'm really seeing about this thing is that it's quite delayed. Perhaps maybe I have to lower the resolution. I have no idea if that's gonna fix anything, but the video is quite delayed. Okay, now it's actually working fine. So I guess it was just the, yeah, I guess that was just the resolution issue. But as you guys can see, the YouTube app actually works. Oh, it just stopped as soon as I flipped the screen. Well, that's fun. Okay, so I actually found a bug. If I'm trying to watch the video like this, it's just gonna refuse to play. So yeah, the YouTube app does work if you're watching YouTube videos like this, but if you're gonna try to watch like this, it's not really gonna work on these nuggets. So yeah, let's just move on. Okay, now it's playing in background. Holy just stop, just shut up. Okay, so this app does work. Not that well, because if you flip the screen it no longer works, but if you watch the videos like this it does work, which is really a pain in the ass. But regardless, the next app that we have to try is Discord, mate. Let's see how usable Discord is on this piece of on lineageos 14. Alright, we are inside the app. Now I'm just gonna try to log in, as you guys usually know. Alright, let's see if that's gonna work. And there we go, mate. We are actually inside the app once again. So Discord does seem to work. However, we still have to do the spam test. So perhaps I'm just gonna go here and... okay, it's quite laggy a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Let's just go to the spam channel, as you guys usually know. And perhaps let's do some chaos, as we love doing. Am I right? Okay, yeah, I know I'm lame, you don't have to say it. Well, because I can't do the video shoutout ping from my phone, because apparently this Discord version doesn't really have the ping options for that, I'm just gonna do a sub or gun, and then for my PC I'm gonna do video shoutout. So let's do that in 3, 2, 1. Okay? Okay, I pasted a message. Now let's see what chaos is gonna happen now. Oh my gosh. Okay, can I actually get rid of the keyboard? Okay, there we go. Oh damn. Okay, so one thing I can say about this thing is that so far it does seem to handle the spam of messages. I mean, there is quite a spam, as you guys can see, and so far this phone really seems to handle it. And of course the screen has to go sideways. Piece of shit, mate. Alright, so yeah, as you guys can see, the phone does handle the spam. I mean, yeah, you guys can clearly see it's barely laggy. I mean, even if I scroll up or scroll down, it's really not laggy. It actually works fine. Subscribe to TSMTSF or I will turn into a radioactive overclock. Okay, you guys better listen to that guy. Yeah, ignoring that thing, the whole thing seems to work fine. I mean, yeah, there is barely any lag, the phone works fine. Yeah, perhaps I think we are just gonna move on, because Discord clearly works on this thing. It also passed the spam test, so perhaps we can just move on. Alright, one bar later we are gonna move on. So here we have the browser, because as I told you guys, the lineageos 14 doesn't really count the browser. Damn. Okay, so perhaps I guess we just can't test browsers, huh? I guess we're just gonna move on to the games now, since Google Chrome doesn't really work. So the first game that we have to test is Geometry Dash, mate. I do wonder how playable this thing is, considering we are on Android 7, aka lineageos 14, and the phone might be a bit laggier, but I guess that's gonna have to be seen, because maybe there is not gonna be any lag at all, but we don't know until we are gonna try. So I'm obviously gonna try the latest level just for fun. I'm also gonna lower the volume, because you guys know how YouTube copyright stuff is. So yeah, let's just see if this level is playable enough, and if it is playable enough, it means that it's obviously playable. And okay, as you guys can see, there is quite a bit of lag, unfortunately, and also some stutters there too, as you guys can see. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, there is quite a lot of stutter and delay. Okay, so without any doubt, I guess I can really say that this game is really not playable on Android 7, unfortunately. So yeah, we are just gonna move on to Flappy Bird. That's if we can even leave the game now. Come on, you piece of shit. Alright, so Geometry Dash is definitely unplayable. Now let's move on once again to Flappy Bird. If this game is not playable, considering pretty much the most low-end game you could really play on this phone, then yeah, this phone is definitely not made for Android 7. Alright mates, so one reboot later we can finally try Flappy Bird, hopefully this time with no issues, and there we go guys. So as we can see, we can finally get on Flappy Bird. Now let's see how laggy it is actually. Okay, so as you guys can see, there is quite a bit of stutter and a bit of lag, to be fair, like on 2-3 seconds, but other than that, you can definitely play Flappy Bird on this thing. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, yeah, there is just a very bit of lag and stuff, and also a bit of delay, but other than that, the game is quite playable, much more playable than Geometry Dash, as a matter of fact, which does make sense, because Geometry Dash is like, what? It's like a bigger game than this one, so yeah. As a conclusion, is this phone usable on Android 7? The answer is it really depends, but mostly it is usable somewhat. The apps do work, however it's really a pain in the ass to use this phone. I mean, the only apps that worked decently, I guess I could say that one of the apps that really worked the best in my opinion was Discord, and the second app who worked the best was pretty much Instagram. But other than that, yeah, this phone quite sucks, and you can't really get Google Chrome on it. It just won't work for some reason, and you also have no browser, so I have no idea how you would really use this phone with no browser. Yeah, it's really not usable on Android 7. In my opinion, it's best to just use an Android 5 custom, or perhaps just keep it stock on Android 4.4.4 and just use it as a dumb phone. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this thing. So as a short answer, it's not that much usable, unfortunately. I guess that's pretty much the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to all my YouTube members. Thank you guys so much for joining my YouTube channel. And if you guys want to see non-edited videos / behind the scenes and stuff, and also if you guys want to have a badge to your name, access to custom emojis, and also to a Discord role in case you guys join my Discord server, and also a Discord YouTube members chat channel as well and stuff, you guys once again can join from the link in the description, and also from join button as well, and become a YouTube member and have access to all those perks. And that's pretty much it. I guess I'm just gonna see you guys with new videos in the future, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.